Welcome, fellow speculators. Today I'm looking at a little prospect generation company I've watched for a good long time, is Canadian Overseas Petroleum. They quite the creative little company. They got into some dealings offshore Africa on some oil projects, especially Liberia. And this one prospect they got, it's a concession. It's LB13 is the name of the concession. And they got this thing in between a whole bunch of other super major oil companies of the world. And they were able to turn around and get Exxon Mobile to come in and joint venture this project. So they've got a lot of 3D seismic, and if you talk to the guys that run this company, you'll see how technical they are. They really like their seismic and how detailed seismic they can get and show off the intricacies of that technical work that they've done, which is probably why they got the attention of Exxon Mobile, that and some other reasons. But Exxon Mobile went through the gauntlet of research and due diligence, and this project made it past Exxon Mobil's legal team and their guys, and Exxon Mobil agreed to do a deal to go to work on this project. Exxon Mobil not only agreed, they're willing to pay. They're putting up the first they paid $127 million in back costs back to Canadian Overseas Petroleum. So Canadian Overseas Petroleum got a whack of cash in the front of this deal for signing up Exxon Mobil. They had all kinds of bills and everything else they had to pay off with that money, so the money's kind of gone away over time. But they got this concession, and they got Exxon Mobil as a partner, and on top of all that money that Exxon Mobil put up, Exxon Mobil promised that they'd pay the first $120 million of drilling on this prospect. That's a lot of money to go drilling with. So in return for all this money that Exxon Mobil's putting up, Exxon gets 83% of the prospect, and they're the operator. So Canadian Overseas Petroleum goes for a ride with Exxon's money, Exxon's expertise going to work on this field, and they keep 17%, with a caveat that the government has a 10% free ride, and you got to pay their way. So your 17 kind of dilutes back to 15, and whatever that is on Exxon, they get knocked down some too because of this free ride. 73% or 74% or something that they end up with. So let's move on. That gives you an idea of their project and how it's structured. So I keep looking for news on these guys and seeing what's happening after Liberia has gone to mess with all kinds of health issues and stuff. Kind of delayed the project, and share price fell off, of course. People got bored and moved on. So now it's getting cheap and it's on sale, and a lot of the health issues have been fixed, or they're not in the headlines of the news anymore, and people are willing to travel in and out and do business there again. Hospitals are back open for business. If someone gets hurt, you got a hospital to take them to. So you're able to go working in Liberia now. So this company's price has gone down because of that extraneous circumstances. Their market cap is $34 million right now, and just looking at some of their news releases, they put out year-end results. So if we go to CDR.com, we can get our hands on those results. It's where they publish all their regulatory filings. I don't know how to spell the rest of this, but the search cuts you off. So you get Canadian Overseas Petroleum. So they got some recent news release was about some people changing around the company, but the main guy's still there. Let's get down to the financials. Let's see. Audited annual. Here we go. English. I like English. Oops. I don't know if you can see it, but it comes up as Velo Energy. Whoever put these together probably copied Velo Energy, didn't fix it all. Probably a lot of the same wording if you go look at their financials. Put some different numbers in. So here's a balance sheet for the The year ended December 31st, 2014. Assets, cash and cash equivalents. I always like to look at that, make sure they're still alive. They got $5.5 million bucks at the end of the year, roughly. They had 2.3 million. I think they did a financing. That's where the money came from. They didn't have any revenue, or about the only way they get the money is do financing. Pretty small numbers in the rest of this. It's in thousands of Canadian dollars, though. It's not $5,000. It's $5.5 million. Just gotta always watch that in these financials. Liabilities. I was looking at this note 6. It's trade receivables. Trade payables. You see that a lot in the oil and gas business. And expenses. That's where I'm always watching my money. I watch my expenses like a hawk, and when I invest in companies, I like to watch their expenses too, because effectively they're spending my money. I don't like to see them spending my money, and when they do spend my money, I want to see it spent on something that's going to create shareholder value. It create more wealth back in my pocket, and that's what the money's for. It's a tool. I want it to go to work. I don't want it to disappear through a bunch of holes in the bottom of the bucket. So looking at these guys' financials, I was looking at this, and this has always been a concern with this company over time, to me personally. I don't know if anyone else cares, but I care, that the administrative costs on this company, and this is a small company, there's not that many people there, but $7 million bucks. This is a year. That's a little over $500,000 a month. A lot of these other little public companies, they got a handful of people working there, are a fifth of that, or maybe a tenth of that in down market for the little ones, but a fifth of that's more normal. That's a lot of money. $500,000 a month. What do they spend $500,000 a month on? What kind of office are they in? They always buy the first class plane ticket, and they pay a lot of salary and stay in lots of nice hotels and travel around a lot. Where does that money go? $500,000 a month seems like I could take that a long ways. But they seem to spend it just normally. Just spend $500,000 a month, or it's more than $500,000. If I could do my math, it's like $500,000 plus 80 grand, 580 grand or 575 or something, right? It's going to change from month to month. But that's where's that money going? How much money do they have left? We were just looking at that. It's like $5 million bucks. That's not a year. We're already halfway through the year. It's almost, it's they're gonna have to raise money before the year's out. October. Hopefully they raise money before the lights turn out. There's not a whole lot of time left, and this kind of money at this kind of spending, some numbers need to change. Either they need to raise more money, sell something, or stop spending so much money. The easiest way to fix those finances is stop spending so much money. So we'll see what they do. I should call them up and ask them about that. But that's what I was looking at in their most recent financials. A lot of the rest of it becomes kind of moot point to me after saying their finances are kind of broken, just looking at the basics. As a speculator, it's hard to plan ahead when the company runs out of money in the next couple months. So I'm going to personally lower this one down to my watch list a ways. I'll keep watching them. I like their deals, I like the creativity, but if they're going to just about run out of money, and they still have a $35 million market cap, over $5 million in the bank, there's still a good deal of hot air in there that can shrivel up and go away as they run out of money, try to raise more. That's a downward share price that I don't want to be involved in. So hopefully I'm wrong, and hopefully the share price goes up and all kinds of great news releases for everyone that owns shares. Otherwise, I'm going to keep watching, and maybe they'll fix that problem either by raising more money or lowering costs, or hopefully both, and give them a lot longer runway to go make this project happen. So if you're interested in Canadian Overseas Petroleum, I'd suggest you go sign up for their news releases at their website, and or subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll keep watching them and keep you updated, and eventually I think they'll get to working on that project. Exxon will go drill the thing, we'll have something to speculate on, but I don't want to be involved in the burning match in the meantime. If it takes longer, then they have cash to stick around. So thanks for listening, and I hope you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.